Hey everyone, welcome to Ape into Arbitrum week 3. And we're starting this week with Vesta Finance. I saw them in here a little bit earlier, but maybe having some technical difficulties. So we'll be waiting for them to jump back in. So please bear with us, but I hope all of our across travelers are having a good day, a good Monday. Hello, hello. No. Oh, we had him and now. Yes.
Hello.
Peter, good morning. Well, good afternoon. Not sure where you are.
It's more good evening, but it's fine. Thank you.
Lovely. Where are you calling in from, if you can say?
Oh, from Europe. What about you?
You're Asia. So yes, very, very early GM from over
Okay.
here.
I guess we had to adapt to these time zones.
Right. Yeah, they almost don't exist in our world, right? So
That's true. That's true.
yeah, well, thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited for week 3 of Ape into Arbitrum. I think the campaign's been going super well. I've been getting to learn a lot about a ton of incredible opportunities on the L2, particularly a lot of DeFi opportunities. I can't believe what an incredible DeFi ecosystem is really being created over on Arbitrum. You guys included with Vesta Finance, and you guys are the pioneers. So we are, in terms of the stablecoin protocols, right? So that is really we're very honored to have you guys with us and want to know a bit of an overview of yourself, the team, and the protocol.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, first, thanks a lot for having me today. It's a real pleasure to be here, and yeah, we definitely have a lot to say. So I can start to talk a bit about me briefly. So I'm the marketing lead of Vesta. I'm super passionate about DeFi, blockchain technology, and finance. Yeah, I can share a fun fact. Before I joined the Vesta team last April, I was actually a community member myself. So I had the pleasure to join the team and see the growth and the progress we've made since then. And I can tell you that it was quite a lot of ups and downs, but we are here now, and it's a great thing. Maybe more about Vesta. So it's a stable.
Oh, can you tell us a bit of the ups and downs too when you give us this history? Just that I feel like you teased a bit of spicy stories, so we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, as every DeFi protocol, right? We had some issue with the peg, so we tried our best to ship new products. I think every month to fix the peg, so we're still in it. It's quite challenging, but it's stimulates the innovation, which is actually great because when there is a problem, there is also room for innovation, which is why we are here in crypto, right?
No, absolutely. Yeah, growing pains is all part of the process, and if something is too perfect, it kind of makes you wonder. So.
Exactly, exactly. So, I mean, this we are driving for innovation, a more inclusive finance. So, yeah, it's quite exciting to build this thing actually.
Yes. Okay. So then, in terms of like what Vesta is, I think it'd be good for
Yeah,
to
ex
have like a really in-depth overview.
exactly. So Vesta is basically a stablecoin protocol that is live on Arbitrum for now, I think more than 1 year. Yeah, we turned one on Feb 8, which is a great milestone. So basically, what users can do on Vesta is to deposit assets. So we, for now, support 5 assets, which are ETH, GEOM, DOPEX, GMX, and GLP, and mint our stablecoin, which is called VST. So basically what users can do is to go leverage long on these five assets by minting VST, selling them for fracs, and then buy it back this asset and create a leverage long position. We also offer other features like our brand new saving module, which is basically a place where users can stake their stablecoin and earn a decent yield paid in stablecoin. So it's kind of a real yield, let's say. So currently you can earn as high as 25% APR, which is quite great for this period of time, let's say. Otherwise, I think that's pretty it. That's the purpose of Vesta, and that's what we are trying to accomplish.
Very nice. Thanks so much for the overview. And I guess just out of curiosity, the ins and outs are obviously very important for every protocol, but community also is a big part. So yeah, can you give us a bit of a preview of sort of what the Vesta Finance community is like?
Sure. Thanks. We have quite a good community. We have some early adopters which help us on a daily basis to improve the protocol. So we are eager to learn more about our community members by basically what we like to do is users survey. So we always put our community first because for us the product is basically for them. So a great product is comes from a great community. So yeah, we are trying to basically listen our community as much as possible and and build a product based on their needs. Yeah.
Great. And any sort of inside jokes that you can fill us in on from your community, so when we join the Discord, we don't feel too left out.
I would say we called our community member Vestals, which has been changed. So at the start, every member was a virgin, but we had to change that to be more professional, let's say, and leave this more degen world. So we did a community poll, and now we are all called Vestals.
Oh no, that is so funny. Too bad though. I do like the virgins angle. That's so funny.
Yeah, I liked it as well, but yeah, sometimes we have to be a bit more serious, you know?
I really recommend, if you've never seen this, it's kind of a genius parody account on Instagram called By You Virgin. It's like a virginity club from a university, like BYU Virgin. Oh my goodness, it's hilarious. I feel like you guys could have had so much inspiration from these guys. Maybe you can like yeah, as like a how can I say, like a nostalgia merch or something, you can kind of take some inspiration from the merch from these guys. It's really funny.
I will
But anyways,
definitely have a look.
yeah, please do. It's so good. So there was a point that in my research of Vesta Finance, there was something that I wanted a bit of clarity on before we move on to some of the more general questions. What did you mean by your statement L2 first?
So yeah, basically for now, we are live on Arbitrum, which is, as you know, one of the, let's say, three main layer 2, and we want to focus on these layer 2s. And for now, we are trying to build the most secure stablecoin on Arbitrum. And so we are currently focused on scaling this VST by adding some new use cases. So we have a few partnership in the pipeline. So yeah, stay tuned. And yeah, on Arbitrum, what we can say basically is that we crossed 1 billion total trading volume on VST. So we aim to keep this, let's say, leadership by also scaling to other layer 2. But yeah, the idea is to stay layer 2 first. So yeah, that would be it.
So then, in terms of staying L2, but I mean, the future is cross-chain. Any plans for other chain deployments?
Exactly, exactly. Um,
Okay, that's the wink wink.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, we aim basically to deploy on every layer 2 that exists. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, great. And then I think something more general was in terms of the protocol's risk management. I saw like you have a policy of being not being as under collateralized as I guess other protocols out there. So I just wanted some more details about that. I think that would be helpful. Like, how does Vesta Finance, in terms of their risk management and maybe their collateralization rates, differ from other mainnet heavy hitters
Yeah,
that we
sure.
would be familiar with?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, sure. Um, Basically, VST is an over-collateralized stablecoin. So it means that to mint one VST, you have to put at least, depending on the collateral type, at least for ETH, for example, 100, 110% collateral. So if you want to take let's say 1,000 VST loan, you have to deposit at least 1,100 dollar worth of ETH on Vesta to be able to take this loan. So this is the first, let's say, security. And other than that, we have, let's say, a strict framework when it comes to onboarding new collateral on Vesta. So for now, we have the 5 collateral types that I described in the introduction. But if someone want to add a collateral to Vesta, it has to follow lots of steps to ensure that we keep no exposure to centralized asset, or that the asset that you want to add is of great quality, let's say. On the other hand, we also partnered with RiskDAO, which are professional risk managers. Basically, they help us to assess the risk of the protocol at any time, and they provide us with recommendations for minting caps and liquidation ratio, for example. So they help us to set how many VST can be minted against ETH, for example, or they gave us some advice to say, okay, so the collateral ratio of GMX should be 150%. So that's how we manage our risk at Vesta. So we try to be quite conservative and also have the help of some external professional, let's say.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you for explaining that. Sounds like yeah, it sounds like that's a good policy to have in terms of, yeah, you said the liquidation rates. Speaking of liquidation rates. Speaking of liquidations, I don't know why these words, I guess, are a little bit difficult. They're all tongue twisters this morning, but out of curiosity, have you, I know it's a little bit of a spicy question, but have you ever witnessed any massive wins or liquidations from user activity that you can share that's kind of like a fun anecdotes of people who have used your protocol?
I mean, sure. When there are huge market downturn, we tend to see bigger liquidation activities. Um, but otherwise, our users are quite prudent, which which is quite um, great to say, let's say. But yeah, we can highlight one strategy that our users like. So it's the GLP strategy. So at Vesta, we allow our users to go long up to six time on both the capital gains and the ETH yield of GLP, which is the liquidity token of GMX. And so this token for now, I think it's provide like 50% is APR, which is quite desirable right now. And at Vesta, we allow people to go long six times this yield, so earn up to three 300 percent APR in ETH, which is a great thing and that people want to. So I would say this is the most used strategy, and this is the strategy that results in, let's say, huge wins. But yeah, as always, not financial advice, I have to say.
Oh, of course. Actually, you know what? I we touched upon this last week with a couple of the other DeFi protocols that came into this campaign with us. But I wanted to ask you because you mentioned like, you know, the potential for, three-digit APYs. So just out of curiosity, since that was sort of the big pull for DeFi summer to happen, do you think that these sky high APYs are sort of still the main draw factor for people to ape into a protocol such as Vesta?
From a marketing point of view, I would say yes. But if I have to give my opinion as a DeFi maxi, I would say that the tech behind it, and I would say the old finance is democratized with protocol like Vesta, would be like even a higher incentive, right? But yeah, sure, if you show to people, oh, they could like earn like three digits APR, for sure it will drive adoption um, and desirability, right? But I would say that the tech behind it and the logic allows more than three digits APR, like in terms of inclusivity and like finance for everyone.
Yeah, I think that's a really great answer because you're right that maybe the initial attention, like eye-catchingness factor of something like that is very attractive, but maybe people are a bit more savvy to the potential downside of this. So, like at least marketing and being very transparent about the tech behind it and sort of where the yields come from, particularly if it's like real yield, explaining why that is and the sustainability of that yield, I think plays a bigger part now than in the past. So it's just interesting to see how the world of DeFi is sort of evolving and
Yeah,
the users are evolving in terms of their savviness.
exactly, exactly. I think that this real yield narrative is something that is beneficial to the ecosystem, right? Because
Hmm.
you can definitely see where a protocol can be successful by like generating fees and real revenue, let's say, and not emission or other yield farming, let's say.
Yes. I will. Speaking a bit of yield, and we'd love to know more about the VST tokenomics.
Sure, sure. So at Vesta, we have two tokens. The first one is the VST, which is our stablecoin, which don't have any tokenomics because basically everyone can mint VST and burn it when closing the vault. And we have the governance token, which is the VSTA, and it has its own tokenomics. The majority of the VSTA are allocated to our community. It's 63% of the total supply. So we distributed and we are still distributing this token to our community during events. So a few months ago, we started our contributor program. So we were rewarding active users and contributor of the protocol with VSTA token. Um, and yeah, maybe a small alpha here for everyone that is listening today. By the end of um, the Q1, we aim to release our staking module for our governance token, the VSTA. So yeah, small alpha.
Ooh, thanks so much. We love when we hear that special word, right? I think everyone's ears sort of prick up when they hear that. So, okay, thanks so much for giving us a bit of the information about the utility about VST. And yeah, just for everyone listening, after this space is done too, we will announce the winners of today's giveaway, which is VST. So, thanks so much too for providing us with that prize. It's so exciting.
That's a huge
And
pleasure.
the last question, yeah, and the last question we have today for you is, I guess, yeah, in terms of this campaign, we have had and will have a lot of really unique, innovative DeFi protocols, which is pretty interesting that they've all sort of gathered on, so many of them have gathered on Arbitrum. So I wanted to ask especially as since Vesta is making the statement of being L2 first, and you launched like very early on Arbitrum, wanted to ask like why you think Arbitrum has attracted so much innovation in DeFi, how you see the community maturing in the near future, and sort of where Vesta plays what is Vesta's role in that ecosystem?
Yeah, sure. Let's first answer to the question of like, why do I think that Arbitrum has attracted so much innovation? I would say first the low fees and the fast transaction, right? There's two things where the barrier to adoption of Ethereum, right? So I think it allows people to yeah innovate more, dare more, and build more. And after that, yeah, there was this network effect, right? So there was GMX, there was Vesta, there was Radiant, and now there is a lot of new protocols that are live on Arbitrum. It's like even difficult to keep like up to date. It's kind of crazy, I have to say, but it's great to see that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But I mean, it's great to see that much innovation since like there is still like a lot to do in this ecosystem, and we are only at the beginning, I have to say. So yeah, after that, the community it comes with great products, and I think Arbitrum is where most of the great products are, and combined with low fees and fast transactions. Yeah, the community is coming, and when you have a good product, I think the community will be there for you.
Yeah, absolutely. That is literally the point of this campaign is there's so much opportunity out there, but I don't think anyone has enough time to, as you mentioned, keep up with everything. So hopefully all these, short interviews are a good way to have a good enough teaser of the project where you do want to ape in. We do have one question from an audience member, so I just wanted to make sure. I think you touched on it a little bit already, but just to specifically answer it, I think would be a good idea. So the question is, what is your revenue model? So how do you generate revenue or profit? And I guess what's the focus right now? So a short-term objective.
Yeah, sure. So we have two main stream of revenue. The first one is on the GLP strategy that I highlighted previously. So on the ETH yield that is distributed to Vault holders, Vesta is taking a 20% performance fee. So this is the first revenue stream. And the second one is the VRR, which is the Vesta reference rate. So basically, it's kind of an interest rate that is charged to every vault based on the VST price. So if VST is far from the peg, the interest rate is higher. And when VST is close to peg, the rate is lower. So it's the second stream of revenue of Vesta. So yeah, two revenue stream, one in ETH and the second one in VST, which is our stablecoin.
Right. Okay, great. And then I think there was like a second part of his question, which was what Vesta is focusing on right now and some short-term objectives.
Yep. So I would say the main short-term goal is to try to strengthen VST peg while scaling the use cases. So this is the use case on the VST side, our stablecoin, and the focus on the VSTA side, the governance token, is, as I shared with you, to develop the governance module and ensure, let's say, a fair redistribution of our supply and maybe the fees generated um, from the VR on the saving module. Yep.
Perfect. Okay, well, I think that answers those questions beautifully, and those are all the questions I had for today. I thank you all for joining us, particularly Vestator. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I know you guys are, super busy, but yeah, we're really happy to learn more about a pioneer in Arbitrum DeFi, especially that since that's been like such a hot topic these days. It's really cool to see someone who was kind of a first
Yeah.
in developing the space.
No, thanks to you. Thanks to Across. We definitely appreciate this AMA, and yeah, looking forward to our collaboration and partnership.
Yes. Okay, thanks so much, everyone.
Have a good
And
one.
yeah, we'll see you for the rest of the week of week 3 of Ape into Arbitrum. Thank you.
Thank you.